Now we have successfully integrated R, and let's have a small recap that R serve is the bridge which connects Tableau and R, right? In this case, the values which are contained with the values or the script we are going to write in Tableau are going to take the instance of R. So that means we are going to pass the R script and data into R. So it has only 4 parameters as we discussed. It's a script int, script boolean, script str, and script real. All these things are the imported, and all the visual, all the data calculations, etc. things are done, and Tableau is going to use these fastest methods to do visualization. Right now, let's see one by one how we are going to do this. Now let's start with the very basic one. So in this we can have try one, and here we are going to call the script let's take integer, let's take real. Now this real value, script real, and in this script real, so basically there is a format of writing it, right? So let's first see what is the format of writing it. It has the string, it has the expression. Okay, so now if we click on this, yes, so when we click on this, so this expression, we need to understand what it says from this sector. It returns a numeric result for the external service script. .arg. So .argument is the function which we need to understand. So before that, we need to check out whether rserve takes the arguments or not. Okay, and in our expression, and an arg hash in Python expression. So whatever values or the section we are going to create, that is going to be .arg, that's .args and hash. And for Python, it's underscore arg and hash. So let's see, and let's see some example. Okay, so this is one of the example. So in R, it's .arg, and then it has 0.5, and then it has the sum of profit. Okay, so this is one of the example this has. Let's go to this, and let's check whether we can put up the args functions or not. Arg is equals to inverted comma dash dash no dash save comma close and hash. Okay, so this is the function we have in terms of R to check out whether these things works or not. I mean, these things were having or not. Okay, so yes, so that means it's starting the R serve, and okay, things are working fine. Let's go back here and let's just copy paste this thing first, right? But instead of copy pasting this thing, we can have the similar thing done with the let's say the revenue which is collected. So that is nothing but the charges. But in R, when we do these kind of things, we need to make sure that for what we are doing, right? So let's have this real thing, and let first learn how to use the function. We'll be having an opening and closing braces .arg which is used, and one, right? This is how it was written, and then it has the multiplicative sign. If we copy out this point, then it has the multiplication sign and 0.5, right? So this is how it is being used, right? And then the inverted comma gets closed down. Now, since we have only one argument in this, so we are going to use arg. Sorry, instead of arg, we are going to use sum of charges, because there is only one argument available. So we are going to use the same thing. Then there is a closed parenthesis and try one is done. Apply OK. And we can see there is this which is created. Now let's take it into rows. Okay, column. And then we'll take these charges in rows. and we'll change this thing into bar chart, and we'll make it monthly, right? And then we'll be putting up the same thing try. So we can see this try which has 25, and instead of putting it here, we can have this thing in color, right? So we understood, right, how this thing, I mean, so the main motto is not to develop anything out here. The main motto is how we are going to script our functions into this, right? So instead of this, let's have this thing into the circles. Then this is the point, right? And we can change the shape, etc from this thing. So this was the way how we used real function. Now script real function. Now let's say that we need to plot all the charges at the day level. I'll remove this, right? All the charges, I'll remove this as well, right? And I'll put up these charges here, 2 5 6. Okay, since we have a small data set, so this is showing in this way. These are my points out here, and let's reduce the size. Okay, yes. And when we do the color of it, it gives me something different. Now I want to find out the outlier into these points. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the same thing where I'm going to give it a name as try underscore out and outlier. So we are going to have either, we have already seen string real one, so now we are going to check out the integer, how we use integer. Now in this integer we have these two things, and we need to load the library first, and the library will be mv outlier, right? mv outlier, and then it would be closing, and this particular semicolon indicates that it's a new line. Then we can have so a data frame, right? Data frame, data dot frame, and in this data dot frame dot arg1, that's it, because we have only one value at this instant, and this gets closed. And then we have this dollar, and this dollar is nothing but the final value, right? So it would be like out, dollar out, and then it's the close one, and then comma, and then we have the sum of charges. This is the expression we developed. Now we can have this thing into the color, but it's giving me an error. So it is saying me that MV outlier is not available. So what are we are going to do in this? So whatever packages we are trying to call, we need to install those packages as well. So here we are going to write MV outlier, and then we are going to press enter. It is going to load the library, and yes, the library is loaded. Library is getting loaded. Once it is loaded, we need to just call the library. So it's taking a lot of time in loading. Because it requires many other libraries which needs to get loaded. So that's the reason it's taking a much time in loading. So all the dependent libraries again got loaded in the same, right? Once this is done, we just need to call library mb outlier. There is no, okay, so library didn't got installed properly. So again, we are doing the same thing, and we wait for the library to get loaded. Once it gets loaded, then we can move ahead with the similar functions.